Hey guys, I'm back again. This is part 2 of Quarantine off that Pandemic album. I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown of how the song was made. Basically, the last segment you guys heard the whole sample. I never told you guys where it's from. It's a psychedelic song and it is from Russia, and the year was 1974, but I'm not gonna tell you what's the name of the song. Good luck trying to find it, but if you guys find it, that's cool. You know, the tempo was all crazy, so at that year, psychedelic was, you know, pretty much fast. Let me just get right to it. So today, I'm showing you how I'm gonna make it. I'm using Pro Tools for my sequencing and my editing. I'm using Serato sample to actually get the sample and just chop it up, and you know what I mean? Anyways, I use Serato sample, and then I'm using FL Studio just to run the Serato sample. I'm not using no, I don't sequence in there, but I just use it to have it on, and I'll, you know, pull up the samples on that computer. And then I run everything through Cappy preamps. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me show you. You see that? Anyways, I run them through preamps, and I run through compressors, the 1176. Can you see that? All right, cool. And I do EQ my stuff before I put them in, so I can get that warm tone. All right, real quick. So the main sample you guys heard, I pretty much looped the beginning part of it. You guys remember that part? And it was like this. You guys hear that? So what I did was I took the first part of the song and I looped it and I pitch shifted. Everything's pitch shifted, but the notes, they're all the same with the instruments. So I don't know if you guys understand that part. Anyways, and the cuts on the sample is not perfect, so it gives it a certain swing to it. So here's what it sounds like, right? I'm gonna give it to you raw without any effects or anything like that. So here's how it sounded. You hear it? So what I did was I compressed it using a tube tech, and I EQ'd it and filtered it. For doing that, I filter it and I cut the highs out and just boost the lows. I'm not even get to numbers with that because it's just gonna go over your head. I boost the lows and I cut the highs, and I actually use two EQs. I use the Renaissance, which, yeah, I mean, you know, it's pretty much basic, but then I also use D2, the Focusrite. So check this out. Again, these are all filters. See how grimy that is? It's a little distorted. That gives it with that little, I mean, the reason why I do that is just to not only fatten it up, but give it a gritty sound. Because when it's too clean, it's kind of like too polished. You hear the difference? And then I'm gonna just take all the effects out so you can hear it raw. And then I started piecing it up. So I got these cuts right here, if you listen to it. So it was like, you get the idea. So let me show you how the cuts were sounding like when I first did it. So what I did was, let's just take out the bass line so you guys hear what it sounds like. Oh man, you guys heard the drums. I'll show you the drums in a second. Listen. So I'm taking pieces of the sounds of each sample. I took little pieces of it, and then I added delay to it, But throughout the whole song, I filtered it. All right. So I took pieces of the song, and here are the cuts. I'm using the Focusrite D2 again, and the Renaissance, and a Tube Tech. Those are like my go-to filter things. I figured out how to fatten it up, but also gives it that clarity by opening up with the compressor. Here's a raw. Right? All right, fast forward with the bass line. I'm gonna show you what it sounds like with all the filters, so you guys can enjoy it. Again, I simplified it, man. I wasn't getting too crazy with it. So that's all it was. These are all pieces of the samples, but again, man, using filters, it helps a lot. So let's get to the drums real quick. It's pretty simple. I use pretty much, you can hear it, kick and snare and hi-hat. But again, I processed everything through the preamps and the compressor, so I fattened it up a little bit. But then I started using more EQs and more compression. And I'm also doing what they call parallel compression, where I have 2 bus compressors right now, and I'm sending them to the channels. It keeps hitting the track with the compressor, but that's a little too technical for y'all. But here, check this out. So these are raw drum sounds, and the drums I'm using, these are just my own stash that I have. I don't use other people's kits because a lot of times they're polished. And anyway, they're recycled, man. I'm nothing against what they're doing, but that's what they do. I mean, they make their own shit, but at the end of the day, they get it from a drum machine, right? So, you know, kudos to them who's making money off doing that. So here we go. I'm going to play the first kick because, again, I'm going to go back to what I'm trying to tell you. I layer my shit. I layer my kicks. I layer my snares. The reason why I do that is because I want my drums to punch, and I want it to hit hard. And I'm sure there's ways of doing it without doing that, but man, that's just the way I've been doing it, and I figured out how to do it well. So here's the first kick right here. And you can hear the pop. The cut wasn't perfect. Right? And let me show you with the compressor. See how it squeezed it? Right? And then I would like this other one called the one knob. And it boosts it. I'm not gonna get too technical with frequency and stuff, but it boosts it. Then I parallel compressed it again, Focusrite and a Tube Tech. All right, now you hear the difference. Now it's smacking, right? Look at that. I'm using SSL compressors as well. So that's the first kick, right? Here's the second kick. You hear the difference? I changed the whole tone to it, right? Now I'm gonna let you hear what it sounds like with both kicks. So that's the second kick. That's the original second kick. You hear it? Sounds crazy, right? All right, check this out. You hear that? No 808. That's all straight kicks. And that's how I fatten up my kicks. So let's get to the snare. So here's the first snare with no processing, no effects. You hear that? So again, I add an API EQ and a Tube Tech. You hear the difference now? It's a little snappier, right? And then the parallel compression that I used, again, I used the same parallel compression. Now it's just snappy. Hear that? Okay, So the second snare, I'm using a slate, same shit, same program, but I changed a different snare. So this is raw snare right here. Now I chose this snare because the other snare was kind of thicker, and this one has more of a higher end frequency tone, but it still snaps. Check this out. I use another API EQ. See that? I added a reverb. Hear that? Now let's hear with the parallel compression that adds it even more of a you know, bigger sound. Hear that? Now let's hear it together with the second snare. You hear that? All right, let's play both kick and snare, just the drums alone. You guys ready for the bass line? So yeah, that right there, man, whole different sound. Listen. Everything that I sampled is all filtered, and it's all pitch shift. It's a couple semitones down, but you know, everything is all pitch shift, but it's in key. And then my next sample I added, I'm not gonna tell you where I got this one from either, but let's listen to it raw. The next instruments, I'll let you guys listen. Alright. The chorus part. Alright. So let's listen to it with the samples. You hear that part right there? See how it's in key and it just sounds like it blends. Check this out. Hear that? See that high tone? Anyway, here's what it sounds like filtered. And it just totally changed the sound. I added delay to it as well. Yeah, check this out. Now it's all gritty, right? Here's with the bass line. Take out the bass line, let's add the drums, and let's hear with the synths, with the instruments. Right? everything else, man, everything is just about feel. That's probably what I'm gonna show you. But anyway, I was gonna show you this other sample real quick. It's from the other song that I had. I'm not gonna show you where the cut was from, but this is another song. And this is straight up from Korea. I'm not gonna show you this record. Come on, man. You're looking at my shit. Here we go. And you tell me if you hear anything. You hear in the record. What song is that? What is that? All right, man. That's good enough. Thank you.